Organizational meeting of the Southwest Licking Local School Board to order. It is January 11th in the school board meeting room. Sorry. Read the meeting notice. In accordance with Ohio Revised Code, notice is hereby given that an organizational meeting of the Southwest Licking Local School District Board of Education, Fairfield and Licking Counties, Ohio, is scheduled to be held Wednesday, January 11th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. The organizational meeting will be held in the Southwest Licking Local School District Board Meeting Room, 927B South Street, Pataskala, Ohio. The regular January board meeting will immediately follow the organizational meeting. Members of the public may attend the meeting in person in compliance with all current health and safety protocols or observe it electronically by accessing the link to the live broadcast. Okay. I would like to recognize all of our visitors here in the room, as well as anyone watching online. If you would please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Jones, could you please call the roll?
Mrs. Engel.
Here.
Mrs. Moore.
Here.
Mr. Vincent.
Here.
Mr. Zani. Mrs. Spindler.
Here. We have a quorum. We can continue. We have one public participation for the organizational meeting, Mr. Ford. You know the drill, right? Name and address, 5 minutes, and Mr. Jones will let you know when time is close.
Good evening, my name is Corey Ford. I reside at 701 Osborne Drive, Pataskala, Ohio, 43062. I'm not representing anybody but myself. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello. Hello. My New Year's resolution is to be more approachable and less weird. So I talked to a school board member who is sitting in another district, and I said, how do I do that? And she said, start with a joke. So here's my attempt at it. Science has finally disproved language arts. Yep, you've all heard of I before E except after C. Well, science has proven I does come before E after C. Thank you very much.
I was worried, I gotta be honest.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to be more approachable. So check it out. I sent an email this weekend. You may have opened it, may not. I don't send read receipts, so I'm not going to burn you out, but I wanted to pitch the same concept a different way this evening. And this relates to the board acting as a liaison between the community and the district. Specifically in this item, it's when we employ an attorney for the district, what are we employing them for, why, all that stuff. So let's start off with food service staff. Food service staff makes $10 to $25 an hour. They don't have a body of advisories. They haven't gone to college. Yet if they give a peanut to a kid with peanut allergy, it could kill him. School bus mechanics, they make a judgment call every day when they're working on buses. How thick a brake shoe line should be. If it's too thin, a bus won't be able to stop and it could hurt somebody. They make $10 to $25 an hour. Teachers, paraprofessionals working with students with special needs, exceptionalities. They're working with a student that can't navigate a flight of stairs on their own and leave them unattended for a moment. Something bad could terribly happen. These people work, they earn $10 to $25 an hour. They don't have a litany of experts that sit underneath them and advise them. Yet, to do their job every day, they don't need an attorney. Now, there are some people that in this district, they make $160,000 a year. They have untold amounts of people that work underneath them that are also subject matter and they're experts in their own fields. Some of them have 20 years of experience, some have 25 years of experience. But everybody in the district gets access to the school board's attorney. it is the school board's attorney. You guys have a policy on the books right now that your district attorney can be farmed out to any staff member the superintendent so chooses. When do I get access to the school board's attorney? I know that I'm not hired by the district, and that's not really something that we can do. I'm looking at the time, running out of time. I try not to take up the entire 5 minutes here. But given that the district is a liaison, or the school board acts as a liaison between the community, people like me that want the board to do things, and we try to convince the board to do things, and then the main administration of the district has your guys' attorney in here. And so we're going to go down later on the agenda where we talk about advisory groups and committee meetings. In my email I sent that the Ohio Attorney General already gave guidance that none of these committee and advisory groups can be held outside of sunshine law. Like, they're supposed to be recorded minutes. And if you had a attorney that wasn't conflated and conflicted by representing two parties that might not necessarily agree all the time, they maybe would have told you that. So, just a concerned citizen looking out for your guys' welfare. You take all the risk. If somebody screws up in the district, you guys are the ones that are getting sued, not them. So maybe it's not the best idea to just share your attorney with them all the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Adoption of the agenda.
Move adoption of the agenda as printed.
Second?
Mr. Jones?
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mrs. Engel,
Yes.
Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mrs. Spindler.
Yes. Item 2A, nominations for school board president.
I move Kathy Spindler as board president.
I'll second that. Or unless Candy would like it, it's fine.
Mr. Jones? And thank you.
Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mrs. Engel,
Yes.
Mrs. Spindler.
Abstain.
Congratulations, Madam
Thank you.
President.
Item B, vice president.
I move Candy Engel as vice president.
I'll second.
Mr. Jones?
Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mrs. Engel,
Abstain?
Mrs. Spindler.
Yes. Item 3,
Congratulations, Madam Vice President.
does Candy and Deb want to switch tonight? Okay. All right, item 4, set the regular meeting date and time and place.
I move that we set our meeting as we normally do, the third Thursday of every month, 7 o'clock, same bat channel, or same bat time, same bat channel, right here.
Can I have a friendly amendment for that?
Please.
Maybe? Can we set February
Oh, I
as not
forgot.
that date
That's right.
for the absence of
Yes.
parties that can't be here?
Because
So
us doing that now allows us
it allows
then
it to be a regular meeting.
a regular
Yes.
meeting where we can have public participation,
Correct.
which is important.
What is February? Did I miss something?
I'm attending the National
that's right.
Superintendent
And,
Conference.
Oh, okay.
and so is Tan. So we have
Gotcha.
okay.
Do you want to make the amendment to come up with the date, or is this something we want to talk about now?
How do we need to do
Yeah.
that? Do we need to just set a
Legislatively,
date
what
for
needs to
February?
move?
Yeah, we need to set a date now.
Or do we keep this amendment the way it is, except for February, and then set February as a separate?
What
You
day
can
do we
either
leave?
way. You can do
Come
it all one
back.
time or separate.
We leave Tuesday of that week.
Do we
the
want to
14th.
just do it the second Thursday since this is the second?
I can't that night.
Alright.
I would say I'd be better with the 23rd.
I'm good with that.
So all meetings except February are slated to be Thursdays, third Thursday, 7 p.m. here, except with the exception of February, which will be the 23rd at 7 p.m. here.
Okay.
Got it.
We need a second for that.
We need a second.
Yes, we do.
We have to vote on the amendment first, right? Or no?
No, as a friendly amendment unless you
Works
want
for
to
me.
go.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Jones?
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mrs. Engel,
Yes.
Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mrs. Spindler.
Yes. That passes. Item 5, Do these need to be done separate, I think?
No, you do them all together, all five.
Okay, 5A through M, resolutions.
Motion approval 5A through M.
I will second that.
Do we need to discuss any of them? Okay.
It's up to you.
Does anyone have anything? All right, Mr. Jones?
Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mrs. Engel,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mrs. Spindler.
Yes. Item 6, resolutions to authorize the treasurer, A through D.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Jones?
Mrs. Engel,
Yes.
Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mrs. Spindler.
Yes. Item 7, resolution to designate the superintendent or her designee to A through F.
I move.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Jones?
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mrs. Moore,
Yes.
Mrs. Engel,
Yes.
Mrs. Spindler.
Yes. Item 8, the appointment of the superintendent or treasurer's advisory groups. These are the groups that are made up of only 2 board members and some administrative staff, correct? Okay.
Yes.
So we probably need to discuss all of these individually.
Yeah, usually we just take volunteers. That's how we've done in the past.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Does anyone know if Mr. Ziny has
He
a
wanted
preference?
building and grounds, this was his preference.
Okay.
All right, so the policy advisory group. Do we need a motion first before we?
No, we didn't in the past, we just had you just
In the
pick
past,
them.
that's usually the president and vice president.
Okay. I've been on it for a while, so.
That's fine. Unless you want to be on it, Deb, unless you want to. No, okay.
I'll switch you.
That's fine.
Okay, curriculum and technology.
I still would like to do that one.
I'll volunteer for that one.
That'll be a new endeavor. It's always been Candy.
I was on it this year. In fact, I was
was
there
on it this past
yesterday
year.
and you weren't.
Is that what it was? It's been a while since we've done it. I think we
It
haven't done
has been.
too much. Yeah.
The next one is building and grounds, and we have Mr. Ziny.
I can volunteer for that one again, too.
And then public relations and communications advisory. That's one I always like to be on if nobody cares.
I can do that again. Sometimes I've had some difficulty the last couple times with being the part of the to go actually meet the student or the staff of the quarters, but I will certainly do the committee.
People
Unless
services.
somebody else. I would like that
Oh,
one,
sorry.
please.
I would like that one, too, please.
Okay.
It's like a usual.
This is the best committee, I'm just saying. Next one.
I've enjoyed it.
I have
I'm not
thoroughly
gonna
enjoyed
lie.
it.
The finance and tax abatement group, advisory group.
I'd like to do that again.
I think I might toss my hat into that one.
We'd like for you.
Okay. Do we need to vote for that?
No, we haven't in the
They're
past.
just appointments, okay. Item 9 is board committees. These would be any new committees that we felt we needed.
Yes, these committees would, since they're board appointed, would have to follow sunshine law,
Yes,
meeting
yes.
minutes, all that stuff, so.
And we don't currently have
We
it.
don't have any, we haven't, but it's always on here if you do want to establish one.
And we can always establish one at any point.
Correct.
Not necessarily because it's on the agenda here,
Correct.
when the need arises.
Okay, does anyone? Item 10, resolution to designate the School Boards Association A through C.
So moved.
B is usually the president, vice president.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we don't necessarily need, I don't think we need a motion. Anybody want to volunteer for the other ones?
I can do student achievement again. It's just,
and I can be the legislative liaison.
Yep. That's you.
Is that you, Kathy?
Yeah.
I can do the alternate if you need it. If Kathy can't go.
Okay.
But this is a resolution. Did we get a second?
Yeah, we don't need a motion. This is
Oh,
gonna-
I didn't know because it was a resolution.
Yeah, you can if you want to. We
Oh.
typically haven't.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's however you want to do it.
Oh, shoot. I don't like it when I join the meeting, the cursor goes everywhere. Item 11, Tax Incentive Review Council.
Typically, it's been me, yes.
Usually you, correct?
Rick, right?
Yes.
Yep.
But any board member can do it, and I can be a backup. It's up to you how you want to handle it. So,
No, you can have that
thank you.
if you'd like. All right, and it looks like we are at the closing item, item 12, motion to an adjournment.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Jones?
Mrs. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Engel?
Yes.
Mr. Vincent?
Yes.
Mrs. Spindler?
Yes. We are adjourned at 6:46 PM.